Extreme Productivity Boost Your Results, Reduce Your Hours by Robert C. Pozen Book Review. Hello everyone. Today I am going to review the book, Extreme Productivity, Boost Your Results, Reduce Your Hours by Robert C. Pozen. Get organized. To get your life in order and become more productive, spell out and prioritize your goals. Allocate time to meet them. Remember the results you want and don't get sidetracked by low-priority tasks. Avoid the trap of becoming super busy attending to minor problems that distract you from accomplishing your primary objectives. Systematize your goals. Use this 6-step plan to organize yourself. Write everything down. Make a note of every task that leads you to your goals. Organize by time horizon. Categorize your tasks according to the time commitments they demand. Start with career aims, or what you want to achieve 5 or more years down the road. For example, becoming a partner at your firm. Then list your medium-term objectives, the goals you want to accomplish in the next 6 months to 2 years, like doubling the sales of your newest product. Catalog the tasks you must do every week, like submitting progress reports. With each objective, include any associated steps. Rank your objectives. Catalog your goals in 3 areas. First, determine what you want to do, such as developing a new product. Second, identify what you're good at, your special capabilities. Third, ask yourself what the world needs from you and what goals your company expects you to achieve. Prioritize your objectives on a 1 to 10 scale. Rank your targets. Activities that move you closer to achieving your objectives are enabling targets. Busy work projects you must do that don't help you reach your goals are assigned targets. List those targets, also using a 1 to 10 ranking. Estimate how you actually spend your time. Determine how much time you spend on productive activities and how much your busy work takes. How much time do you spend working compared with the time you use for other activities? What 3 activities use most of your time? Will your weekly schedule change radically within the year? Address the mismatch between priorities and time spent. Create a tiered to-do list with top priority tasks at the top. Set deadlines for each task. List your low-priority tasks with completion time ranges, not specific dates. Routinely update your to-do list, but don't make it too long. Research with a focus on results. Knowledge workers routinely deal with massive amounts of information. Those who lack a sound plan for managing data waste time on unimportant details. To avoid this common problem, stay focused on your desired end result or goal. Develop preliminary, tentative conclusions to guide you through thickets of data as you separate vital information from trivial details and ancillary factoids that, however seductive, may lead you down unproductive research paths. In every organization, some employees spend an inordinate amount of time on tasks that don't really matter. As you begin your research, think carefully about your subject matter and logically prioritize the most salient areas or issues and their probable resolutions. This way, you can focus your report more on analysis and less on summary. Format your conclusions as a hypothesis that you will either prove or disprove, rather than deciding ahead of time that all your data must support a preconceived idea. Amend your hypothesis as you proceed. Staying open-minded and letting the data lead you will help you recognize the signs that will emerge from your research and keep you headed in the right direction. Most professionals have a much better grasp of how they spend their money than their time. Be ready to revise your tentative hypothesis. Evaluate it constantly and learn more about your subject. Don't procrastinate on your research project. Set a series of deadlines for each subsequent stage and reward yourself every time you meet a deadline. If you have a large research project, break it up into smaller sub-projects. Deal with each element in sequence and set a deadline for each one to fit within the final deadline for the entire project. Avoid distractions and maintain focus. If you have trouble staying on track, line up a work colleague or supervisor to hold you accountable for meeting your project milestones. The key to time management is carving out time to think as opposed to constantly reacting. Evaluate your progress on the results you achieve, not the time you spend working. This may run counter to your company's culture or traditions, particularly in professional firms that depend on amassing billable hours. Additionally, many organizations worry about face time, how many hours you spend in the office, instead of rewarding productivity. Though deeply entrenched, such priorities are counterproductive. Judge the people you supervise according to their results and not by how long they sit around the office. Keep your eye on the ball. Any brainwork comes with the risk of getting sidetracked and losing time handling mundane and inconsequential details rather than the key issues at hand. Don't waste time trying to perfect your initial efforts. Settle for B+ work in the early and mid stages of your projects. Once you've completed the entire project, edit, polish, and rewrite to transform your B+ in progress efforts into an A+ final result. Professionals who demand perfection out of every task, without regard to significance, will soon find themselves overwhelmed by the sheer volume of their low-priority tasks. Time is your most precious resource. Use the Ohio rule, only handle it once, for all paperwork. Check your email at specific times. Do not look at every email when you receive it. Multitask when you can, but do so judiciously. For example, never check your email while meeting with customers. Like economic fundamentals, personal integrity should be a constant North Star during your career. The smart way to multitask is to handle minor activities, such as listening in on a conference call or checking email, while doing something that places no demands on your thinking. For example, scan emails while eating lunch at your desk. If you are a supervisor, don't micromanage. It will irritate your team, and it usually proves to be grossly inefficient. If you set policy at your firm, limit bureaucracy as much as possible. Get rid of rules that slow down work. Establish a good routine. Stay organized by using a daily planning calendar. Calendars come in all formats and sizes, but to be practical, your calendar must fulfill the following 2 conditions. The cultures of many professional service firms, legal, accounting, and consulting, strongly promote the virtue of long hours over results. First of all, it must display all your tasks and engagements in a way that you can see the purpose of each appointment and the importance of each assigned task. Second, it must be portable, since you need to have your calendar, whether it is paper or electronic, with you at all times. When you give your workers broad discretion to carry out projects, they feel responsible for the outcome and become much more invested in its success. Stay flexible. Do not fill your days with one event after another. Maintain 2 open, 30-minute periods for thinking and planning. Leave time for exercise. Follow a daily routine. Get up at the same time, eat meals at the same time, and go to bed at the same time every day. Don't let business travel undermine your routine. Plan all travel details in advance, including transportation to and from the airport. Create a master checklist when you travel. Fly business class. In the U.S., join the Transportation Security Administration's pre-check program to exploit faster check-in at the airport. To be productive within an organization, you should not leave your relationships with your co-workers to chance. Based on your goals for a given trip, create a detailed daily schedule of your activities. Pack light. Use a wheeled suitcase and don't check your luggage. Meetings. Meetings can enhance productivity if participants handle them correctly. However, many are pointless and waste time. Even worse, they tend to be repetitive. Never schedule a meeting to update people with new information. Use email instead. If available, make use of video conferencing. If you must hold a meeting, limit attendance only to those who must be there, the fewer the better. Preferably, meetings should last 60 minutes or less, and they should never exceed 90 minutes. Create an agenda for each session and stick to it. To reduce your overall number of meetings, set aside at least 1 business day every month with no meetings. Reading, writing, and public speaking. Most knowledge workers must deal with written material on a regular basis. Try to root out the structure of the books, articles, or reports you must read. The table of contents will give you a good idea of a book's substance. Read the introduction and the conclusion to learn a great deal about your book. Pay attention to chapter headings to get a quick sense of the book's content and thrust. Learn to skim. Read the first sentence or 2 of each paragraph. The trick to becoming a great reader is not to read all the words faster but to read fewer words. Too many meetings lack focus and fail to achieve any meaningful purpose. When you have to write, outline your thoughts. Brainstorm to generate ideas on your topic. Categorize them and organize your thoughts logically. Every essay includes an introduction, body, and conclusion. Your introduction should state the theme, supply necessary context, and provide a roadmap for what follows. Break up the body of your text with headings or subtitles to guide your readers. Start each paragraph with a sentence that spells out what the paragraph covers. Use short sentences instead of longer ones. Your conclusion is not a summary. It draws lessons from the text, discusses the most important implications, or makes meaningful recommendations. If you are like most professionals, you will find that you are spending no more than half of your time on your highest priorities. Savvy management. The best managers delegate. Specify project goals. Give your team members ample discretion and let them take care of whatever you've assigned to them. Give them responsibility so they can own their own space. Hire worthy people who can handle the pressure. During recruiting interviews, ask job candidates to outline their personal histories. Have them explain their finest professional achievements. Urge applicants to speak at length about topics that mean a lot to them so you can judge the quality of their thinking. Hire for potential, not experience. If you can't work without a deadline, create more deadlines. Manage your boss with the same care and thoughtfulness you apply to managing your team members. Make sure you know exactly what your boss wants you to accomplish and how you can achieve those goals. Routinely request feedback. Communicate in whatever manner your boss prefers, in personal meetings, by email, by computer video chatting, or by telephone. Chronic procrastinators pay a high personal price for their habit. Adapt to your boss's management style. Demonstrate professional loyalty at all times and avoid disagreements. If you must take exception to something your boss wants, do so in an emotionally neutral way. Emphasize problem solving and ways to improve, but not personality. Respect your boss's authority. Planning a career. Are you just starting out? Consider your main competencies and the tasks you like to do. If you have been working for years in a field, ask yourself if you want to continue on that path or maybe try something new. Invest in yourself. Go to school to get new training or additional education. You don't control the trajectory of your career. Any career choice demands numerous sequential steps. Each step will involve change. Don't just accept the change, embrace it. Be aware of the latest trends and maneuver to capitalize on these developments if you can. Keep your long-range goals in mind. Make your career moves with the goal of achieving a future position that will enable you to live a full and balanced life, happy at work and happy at home. Takeaways. Time is your most precious resource. Evaluate your productivity based on your results, not on the hours you work. Focus on your top priorities and spend minimal time on secondary work. Prioritize your daily tasks according to how much they help you attain your goals. When dealing with large quantities of data, develop a preliminary hypothesis about where the data might lead and plan your research accordingly. Write everything down. Make a note of every task that leads you to your goals. If you procrastinate, have someone hold you accountable to your deadlines. Live with your B+ work in the early and mid stages of your projects. In the later stages, you can polish your completed draft. Handle each piece of paper one time only. Establish firm daily routines and stick to them. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.